Welcome back, everyone. Hello and welcome to the Health and Wellness Talk session with Anil Grover, who's a certified functional medicine practitioner from School for Applied Functional Medicine and Institute of Integrative Nutrition. I am Preeti Ayappan. I am a nutrition and lifestyle coach. We are here to share some valuable healthcare lessons and guidance for those who are really keen to learn more about functional medicine and nutrition. In this program, we look at the role of nutrition and functional medicine approach.
Carbohydrates, high in carbohydrates and less in protein. But why are they less in protein and fats? Maybe the body is designed to have less protein and fats. So that those calculations are also there. It's research based. It's actually from the school textbook, even you can go there. Children's textbook will also show it that how much proteins we need. So these foods can provide exactly the amount of protein we need. If someone needs a bit more, he has more of the legumes and lentils. Someone needs more fats, he can have more nuts and seeds. So everyone individually can balance it out like that.
Yeah.
But we need not go in for not necessary unless we are under very special supervision from a doctor or compromise in health that we need only protein. So then it is called isolated protein.
Right.
Means from here, chemically, from the machines, only the protein molecules will be removed.
Okay.
Example for oil, isolated oil would be from olive oil when you have only oil. Right. Or sesame seeds, you have only, so that is already isolated. But the body is designed to have the sesame seeds and process the oil in the body and extract it.
Correct me, like it's better to eat sesame seeds directly rather than consuming it as oil.
Yes, that is whole, and this oil might be labeled the perfect oil or the best oil, but it has already been one step tempered. Yeah, it is only fat, then 100% fat. Because in the sesame seed, you'll get fat and proteins also, and a bit of carb also and fiber also. So we have lost three things, and we have only one thing left in it, that is oil.
Right.
And the body is designed to handle just oil coming in. It wants to process it itself.
Right.
So the nature is providing us in those ratios.
Okay.
There's a reason for it to be like that. Same way olive also. So why not eat full olive and get all the benefits and instead of just the olive oil? But okay, for cooking we might need, someone might need a bit more. But if a person could just get back to this natural, whole plant-based foods for a few months, he will see a big change.
Right.
So this gives us a picture. So yeah, I like this. So carbohydrates, people have gone so much against it. Should we demonize or honor them?
Yes.
Demonize them or honor them?
Honor them. We should honor them after
This is
seeing
a
this picture.
Guava is a guava. So there's nothing as a carbohydrate. We call them. It's not a carbohydrate. It's a guava actually. But we connect fruits to carbohydrates. It's a fruit, guava, which has more molecules of carbohydrates, and it does have protein also. It does have a bit of fat, and it will have all the maybe 300-400 kind of phytonutrients, minerals, everything.
Yes.
So to call them carbohydrates also actually is not accurate.
Yeah.
But somehow they got labeled as, the fruits and vegetables got labeled as carbohydrates. Yes. Okay. So what would you like to know a bit more about what they do?
Yes.
Perhaps?
Sure. Yes, definitely. What does carbohydrates do to us? Like what function do they provide, or what do they do when we eat them?
Because if we know and if we understand, then we can accordingly buy and prepare the food at home for our family. We love our family and we want our family to be healthy. So
Yes.
just a bit of, let us go back to school.
Yeah.
Carbohydrates, carbon-containing compounds, they make energy. Without energy, you would not be watching this, nor would I be speaking.
True.
Not possible.
Yes.
And they store energy. And for the plants, they provide structure, but the structure, which is a fiber, provided for the plants to stay crisp and straight and intact. They provide fuel, nutrition to the millions and trillions of gut bacteria in our system, in our gut. And those gut bacteria make, so it's wisdom of nature is, difficult to understand, comprehend how nature is made. From the fiber which a human being cannot digest, the gut bacteria can digest, and it makes small chain fatty acids which fuel the linings of our intestines and keep them healthy.
Right.
Fiber is connected to more fiber, less colon cancer. Less fiber foods, the risk of colon cancer goes up. Right. Colon cancer, colon. So colon needs small chain fatty acids, butyrate, and these fatty acids are made by the gut bacteria by having something which we can't eat, that is fiber.
Yeah.
So it's also wonderfully, so everything has a role for us to what nature is providing us to eat. Either we go into questioning them, it's good, science is there, or we just, it's there for that reason, So we accept it and live the way people have been living before.
True.
And energy means that they provide, but too much of anything is not good. So why are people against it? Nothing wrong with glucose making ATP, the energy in the cells to do all the functions. But why are people against it? Because we started consuming the wrong kind of carbohydrates.
Carbohydrates, yes.
The wrong ones, the end product, glucose. If we have these carbohydrates, glucose from them will be extracted gradually. I have it, maybe after half an hour, 1 hour, they will end up as glucose, which the body needs to make energy, and which insulin is produced in the pancreas to make it successful for the sugar to enter the cell for energy production. But modern lifestyle, we are having foods which are already processed, and because glucose is sweet, so they have lots of glucose in it, already processed. So the moment I put in, it triggers the insulin to be released. There's a spike. So there's a spike, insulin comes and gets the spike down. The body stress system perceives it as a stress that they're going into a famine. And the stress hormones will again want us to have more sugar cravings. So we get into the cycle day after day, month after month, year after year. So one day the body says, enough, I'm creating insulin sensitivity, insulin resistance, because you are getting in too much of
sugar.
Sugar. So that's how his body's wisdom to help us, signal to us that stop, change your food, otherwise this is where you have landed up. So it's nothing wrong with the food system. It's the way we process it, and the way we eat it, or we eat it at the wrong time. And we have fat.
Yeah, pretty clear about carbohydrates.
Yes. So we can touch a bit on fats.
Okay.
They also, these are foods which will also have carbohydrates. Avocado will also have carbohydrates. It will also have protein, but it will have more, the ratio is more in there. Same with olives. Now, what are coconuts known for? You see, we have coconut oil, but yet coconut is also used for that sweet drink inside.
Yeah.
So nature is providing. It has lots of fiber. This meat part. From the meat part, we get the fat, we get the coconut milk, we get the coconut water for the minerals, and it's high in glucose. So nature can provide us with everything. So fat molecules, when they enter the body, they can also produce energy if there's a shortage of glucose, and they will also store energy. They also make all the hormones in the body. They also provide insulation, protection to the nerves, and protection to our structure. If there was less fat, you would not be able to sit on the chair.
Yeah.
Yes, you would. You have to
True.
stand up, right? And cell membrane structure of all the cells, the millions of cells, is also made from. So there's cholesterol, fat, cholesterol is there, and nutrients absorption. The fat soluble vitamins will only get absorbed when there is fat in a diet. But something connected with all these things is calories now. So maybe we can talk, you can remind me later on, because some are high in calories, some are low in calories.
Low in calories. And calories is the topic which is like the hot topic, like carbs. Everyone wants to know how do we count calories, which is more in
So we
calories,
can
what is
touch
less
on
in
that also. It's
calories.
important.
Yeah.
Bit of information, knowledge is important, yes, which we
Yes.
can use in our kitchen.
True.
And whether I'm having too many calories is very easy to see. We don't need to buy the expensive weighing machine. You just need the mirror and your eyes
Yes.
to see yourself, to see if you're consuming too many calories or not.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And yes, too many calories is not good, because just like we go and buy a shirt to wear, so we are also wearing the calories around us. We don't need it. Because fat cells in the body end up as an organ which makes estrogen hormone, and which also makes inflammatory molecules.
Okay.
It's a cycle where we get stuck, and we end up getting more fat. Proteins are very important. It's not what we all have connected ourselves with. Muscles. It's not only that. They play a very important role.
Broccoli has a lot of proteins in them, and tomatoes too.
Broccoli is high in protein. Again, these again, people could associate them with carbs, because vegetables are connected with carbs, but these are carbs, protein, I repeat again, are molecules. So these products, what you see here, are higher in protein. They have proteins also. Tomato is not high in protein, but I put it here because it has protein also. You eat a tomato, you are eating protein also molecules. Spinach, baby spinach is very high in protein. That is why Popeye the sailor only have spinach.
Yes, spinach, right.
Yes. And tofu is very high in protein. Sesame seeds are very high in protein and fats, but they also have carbs and they also have fiber. We get everything from them, and protein play a very important role. Besides making muscles only for us, enzymes. They make enzymes which digest our food. If there are no enzymes, we can't digest what we eat.
I think you're right. I think you're right, because mostly when we talk about proteins, it's all about muscle building, body building. No one thinks
of about the cover page of the magazines. That's where you get to see protein.
Yeah, protein powders and all that.
Yes, isolated protein powders. We don't need them. They can be harmful. Later on, we can talk about these things. They can end up being harmful, because that is isolated. Isolated means that only has protein. And I just said a body wants to, body wants itself to extract what it needs. And just for information, something very important here. A protein molecule cannot enter our bloodstream when we eat food. Because we also made of protein, the muscles, everything. So it's very interesting that there'll be a lot of confusion in the body. And when we digest protein, it's very interesting nature, because the enzyme which will digest protein can start digesting me itself. That is why protein can only be broken up in the stomach acid, which is only inside the stomach.
Okay.
Always connect everything to nature. Nature has provided us with such wisdom that is incomprehensible. It's just wonderful, the sophistication. So hormones are made from proteins. They are messenger molecules sending messages all over the body, how to respond to whatever we expose to. They transport, as we saw, the hemoglobin transports oxygen, and they play various other roles of transporting. They transport cholesterol, let us say. Lipoprotein. Lipo is fat protein. LDL, low density lipoprotein. So lots of important functions. Neuropeptides are the molecules for our moods. Sometimes nighttime we can't sleep, so we have excess of glutamine, that is again a protein, neuropeptide, or then we need GABA, which will make us relax. So it's just proteins.
Okay.
Cell receptors to decide what should enter the cell. They are all proteins. Structure muscles, collagen, that is protein. They can also provide energy. If we run out of our glucose storage, our fat, then protein can be converted into glucose, into energy. So body's way of functioning is actually, we should, to make it easy, just eat what we have been provided. It's just perfect. But the problem came because we shifted away from this kind of lifestyle of eating.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
The focus moved.
That's the problem. We created the problem.
Yeah.
We created the problem. And it's so easy also. Anyone, later on in the next session, we can go into more details. You can go into recipes and which are protein-rich recipes, which are lesser carb recipes, But it is that simple also. To thrive is just to shift oneself and try it out for a few months to see the change.
Yes.
To see the change.
This is very clear about carbohydrates, proteins, and fats and fiber. So, like when we actually know what the real meaning of carbohydrates, what's the real meaning of protein, actually when we see food, probably like we can relate to them completely. And I think that when it takes away a lot of confusion that how do I get more proteins? Because every food that you eat has carbohydrates, has fats, has fiber, has proteins. And maybe the concentration of protein is less in some foods and the concentration of fat is more. So you can always choose, okay, if I'm having more of fat, then I go for this particular food which also has proteins, carbohydrates, and fiber in it. And for example, if, like Anil said, if you go for seeds, they may not have water, but on the other hand, when you go for vegetables, they mostly have water in them. So this is the way you should understand food and eat the food, and not that like Anil explained to us, going for isolated proteins, isolated carbohydrates, and processed foods. That's going to create more confusion in the body, and they are not needed by the body.
That's a wonderful summary, Preeti. So when you were summarizing, you said some things have more water. So means normally plants and vegetables have more water content, so their calorie content is very low. So we can connect this to our next session. That what are calories? What are calorie rich, dense, low calorie, but we want, so the foods we want to eat should be nutrient dense, low calorie. Low calorie means in a day summing up, totaling to about 2,000 calories, normally what a human being needs to live the way we day-to-day live. So if it exceeds 2,000 calories, our mirror will tell us. Mirror doesn't lie, right? Mm-hmm. And I think if we go less, that's not a problem. So that there's no point to discuss and waste energy there. But we can only discuss on how to not exceed 2,000.
Not exceed 2,000 calories per day.
And not miss out on the vital nutrients we need to thrive. So when you were summarizing, that was one point. We can go to the next session. And there was something else missing out, which we can also discuss. Yes, the ratios. The other thing which can be taken up, because people have so much of confusion, low carb, high fat, high protein, low protein, So what is the correct ratio? Is there any ratio set up by the medical authorities of every country or universal together, yes, there is a ratio to follow.
Yes.
And I'm just saying the ratio is somewhere like oils are maybe around 10-15% fats,
Right.
not oil, fats. And the proteins also in the range of 5 to 10% only set up by
That's
the
it.
government medical authorities, right?
Only 5 to 10% protein.
And the balance is then carbohydrates.
Wow.
And a part of the carbohydrates is fiber, no energy. So when a person is having whole foods, plant-based, balanced diet,
Right.
every culture you'll see, let us take the cultures where we live. So we have legumes, lentils in every meal,
Yes.
right? So
Right.
a bit more of protein. We have salads, which is all phytonutrients, carbs, but very low in
Carbs.
calories.
Right.
So a bit of carbs, protein. So when you balance it out and you calculate, it works out to that around 50-60%, 70% carbs, and then the balance is between protein and fats. It's made like that.
Right.
It comes like that. And then we can change it and make it very high protein, very high fat, low carbs. And one way of saying that which is correct, maybe I'm not the authority to say which is correct. I can say each one can check themselves if they are, first of all, the mirror. They talk to the mirror. Secondly, energy, our day-to-day energy.
Energy levels, how you feel every day.
Our simple blood reports, are we in balance? Or are we okay with that health? If everything is okay, then whatever portion you're having is suiting you.
Exactly.
But if it's not okay, if the blood reports are showing off the markers and all, something is wrong, then we should shift, we should try. So research, and what I believe for myself is that whole foods, plant-based, a person can thrive easily. It's very anti-inflammatory, and glucose can be easily kept at a good level, what it should be. If we are not eating the wrong, I can put it in bracket carbs. We say carbs, but today we try to explain that there is no such. I can't go to buy carbs. Nor can I go to nature and pluck a carb. Nor can I buy a carb. It doesn't happen. I can buy vegetables, fruits, products where we need to know about the micronutrients. Those are the vitamins and minerals. Then we need to know about, do we need supplements or we don't need supplements? So
that's a big question. Yes.
So that people can understand more and get educated and see that they are thriving.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if they compromise with their health, that they are recovering.
So we hope that you enjoyed this listening to the session. Hope it was super informative and pretty clear. The picture got very clear for you if you're ever wondering what is carbohydrates, what's protein, how much do I eat this, how much do I eat that. The next upcoming sessions will be much more clearer, and you will understand the calorie part of it. What is calories and how many calories are present in which food and what is good for you. So we'll simplify all of that for you. And thank you for joining us in this session. Thank you, Anil.